Hi my YouTube friends, it's Scarpuck again with another video, and I'm driving with my van. My dog's down here somewhere. You can hear him, he's crying, he wants to get out. They can't wait to get out the house. My house, home here. Anyway, and I'm driving. I'm on the way to Walmart. I slept in my van last night. I parked at someone on location place. So I'm leaving there now. I kind of woke up and the van's nice and heated up. And I'm on the way to Walmart to pick up a few stuff and few prepping items as well. This is not about prepping today, but I'm gonna get some mashed potatoes. I want to put them in a big container and put them so I have tons of potato to make. I can make mashed potatoes, stuff like that if I'm bucket out somewhere, or I get hot water and just make mashed potato and eat. If I gotta eat that by itself, because I'm somewhere by itself and there's no food runs out or whatever happens, but video's not about that. Let's talk about van living, like living at your van. And this is my opinion. I thought about it because I was watching on TV. A lot of people, people with police records. They did something in their bad lives, and they come out of prison, whoever it may be, and a lot of them become homeless. And I keep saying you don't have to be. Again, I said it a million times on other videos. You don't need to be homeless. You don't need to be homeless. There's another way to live. This is it. This is it. This is another way to live. This is the way to live. And like I said, I'm not watching you guys come driving while I'm on the way to Walmart. So I'm talking to you guys. I hope you guys can hear me. If not, I'm sorry anyway. And I'm telling people, you don't have to be homeless as a person controlled, because we live in let's put it another way. We live in a world where people are not given second chances. You commit crime or you're in jail or something happens, or you did time. Now you have a record. It's hard to find an apartment or a flat. Anyway, you go there, check your background, and fingerprints. You need security, 2 months of rent and stuff like that. 2 months rent of security. And I tell you, and it gets expensive for the person who's poor or the person who just came out because they made a mistake somehow or something, they did something wrong. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, you're responsible for your actions. I do believe that you're responsible for your actions. So you did the crime, you did the time, but now you're out, so you should be forgiven, right? Right? No, you're not. You're not forgiven. You're not forgiven, basically. You're forgiven in the prison system because you came out and you're trying to get your life back on track. So, now you're trying to get an apartment. No one wants to rent you nothing. You have a record of some kind. I'm not talking about the perverts, the ones, the molesters. Not those. I don't give a fuck about those people. I'm talking about robbery, or you did a little crime somewhere, did some stupid, you get locked up for a couple of years. That's on your record forever. But my point is, don't let that stop you, because that's why my slogan is living life on your terms. Living life on your terms. Which means all you gotta do is, if you have your last $2,000, say you got a job and you got your last $2,000-$3,000, why would you get that motherfucking money to some bullshit landlord? Where now you're gonna work hard and may not even get a job to pay that rent, and then you're gonna get kicked out again. So my solution is this. You ready for it? A van. Buy a van. Build up, turn to a nice home. Yes, I wanna live part-time in my van, but I sleep out my van half the time. Like last night, I slept out my van. The night before, I did it too. I loved it. I love sleeping out of my van. Even though I have a base, I do both. But I have best of both worlds for now. But that can change at any time. But the point is, I'm trying to make it, as a person who made mistakes and can't get a place to rent, but you do have money in your pocket, you do have a job and you have money in your pocket, why not use that money and buy a van? This came to mind because I met a friend of mine, not a friend, a person who he did some jail time and stuff. I won't put their business out there, and they got a job, but he says, Scarpuck, I can't get a place for shit. No one's gonna rent me a place. So I told him, buy a van and live out of that instead. Fuck the landlord. You don't need a landlord, because if you follow the matrix, you're gonna be homeless. and then you're going to be, because there's a lot of people who are homeless now who do work, but they're homeless workers, which kind of don't make sense. Why are you homeless and you're making money? Because you don't make enough to pay rent or come up with security. So what? Buy a van. Buy a bloody well van. Duh. A van. Not a car. You know, some people live out their cars and stuff, yes, but I'm not for the car or a minivan thing. It's too small. I'm talking about a van like this, or even a van with a high top. A high top. And there's plenty, like I said this before in other videos, there's plenty of vans you can get cheap. You get vans. I got this one 4 years ago for $3,300, $3,200. That's it. Did I put money into it? Yes. But I'm putting money into this van to set it up the way I want it. You know? To set it the way I want it. So I'm setting the van the way I want it. See, no hands. Woo, no hands. Nah, I'm driving straight, so it's easy. What are you crying about, Scrappy? Oh, he wants to get out, that's why. We're going to go to Walmart soon enough. We'll get to Walmart soon enough. I want to show you him, but he's down there. Let me see if I can show you him. You probably can't see him. No, you can't see him. Don't worry about it. I don't want to be distracted driving. But anyway, so that's my solution, you know? That's my solution. Buy a van and turn to a nice, comfortable home. If you get yourself back on your feet and you feel you want to go back into housing, which I wouldn't recommend. After no one's going to give me no chance, my thing is this: go fuck yourself. I don't want a chance from you. I found a cheaper, simpler way to live. I live comfortable. You got the one job. You don't have to do 2-3 jobs to pay rent or make that landlord rich. You just take your time, live out your van, live comfortable. But you know, of course, living out your van is not free, of course. But if you do things right, you're all right, man. So that's my oops, let me go there. That's my answer. You know, get a van, build it, live out of it. That's what anyone. So if you have a record, or you find it hard to get an apartment because things holding you back or bad credit, don't let that stop you. There's alternative ways to live, and this is it. This is it. Full time. Yes, I'm not full time, but I can be anytime I want to. Some point I will be if I don't get my piece of land. I'm working on my piece of land. That's why I'm not doing this right now full time. Because I like to get a piece of land, get an old RV or an RV vehicle, or a camper van, not camper van, RV maybe, a used one, and put it on the land and turn that into a home. And then have this and my camper trailer as well. That's why I only want a half an acre land. I don't need no acre. Because I'm not a homesteader person. I'm doing this to live cheap and simple, and I want to go close to a town or a city. But I know it's going to be more expensive because with land. In fact, I'll talk about land again. I did a short one about land. With land, the more closer to civilization you are, the more you pay for the land. The more away, more country, the less you pay. So if I get land in Arizona, the same land that's a 1 acre in Arizona, you'll pay probably $1,000 versus California, the same land, you'll pay 10 grand, 15,000. Florida, which is a conservative state, you'll still pay $4,000 or $5,000 or even $12,000. It can be. It depends on where you are, you know. But no, that's about it. We'll talk about that another day. But the point is, I'm talking about people who no one, society does not give no one a chance to. Because, like I said before, we live in a world where people do not, society, the system, do not give you a chance. If you have a record, fuck you. No apartment, no this. So the system you're set up to fail. Actually, I'm almost at Walmart right now. At the end of the day, you're set up to fail. Let me look over here. Get over on the highway. You see? So you're set up to fail. And that's my point. So, but don't let the system make you fail. You don't have to fail. That's my point. You don't have to fail. Van life, living out your van is awesome. Depending on the right vehicle you have, and you do it right. Like I said, anything can work great, but you have to do it right. You have to do it right. You do it wrong, then it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you live out your van or a home. If you don't do things right, it's not going to turn out correct for you. Because I watch some van channels and I see people who live at their vans full time and they complain about gas prices. Oh, gas is high. Why are you complaining? You ain't paying no fucking rent. What are you complaining about? With me, I still pay pay rent on a base. In a base. I still pay. And I'm not complaining because I live cheap and simple. You can do it too. You can live cheap and simple too, but obviously they're doing something wrong. Why they're complaining, oh, I got no money. Of course you got no money because you're doing red life, you got no money. Living this lifestyle, you have no money anyway. That's your problem. You have no money. That's the thing with it. Here, I'm in the parking lot here. So that's about it, guys. That's just my opinion. I know I just look around, but that's about 9-10 minutes. Hope you watch the whole video and learn from this. So if you have a record or you have bad credit, you can still live. You can still find a place to live. You can live somewhere. Let me turn this off. You hear Scrappy? Hear him? Over here. Come. Over here. Come. Over here. He won't come. I'm trying to get him to so you can see him. There he is. You can't see him. He's right here. Where are you? Come. Over here. Come. Come over here. Oh, over here. He won't come over. I took it out. Anyway, we're about to go for a walk before I go into Walmart. I let him do his walking. Now he comes up. Come here. Well, we're not going then. Okay, you stay outside then. You stay here then. You ain't going nowhere then. I want the people to see you. You don't see them? No, I forget you then. Anyway, guys, keep it nice, keep it sweet, keep it real. Don't let the system stop you from living. There's plenty of cheaper ways to live simple and live good. And you don't need a landlord. You don't need to have a record, check your background and all that stuff. That's the good thing about living out your van. You don't need to worry about check background, security deposits, first and last rent. That's like $5,000. And you talk about affordable housing, it's bullshit. So, and like I said, if you have a record, it's even harder to get a place. So, I said this is the way to go. And it can be comfortable. It's like my van is nice and cozy. It's beautiful and warm in here. I'm going to Walmart to get a few things to stock up my van, and that's it. Anyway, well, I gotta go. I'll see you later, guys. Keep it nice, keep it sweet, and keep it real. I hope this video helps you guys out, especially if you have a record or you have bad credit and stuff like that. Those things don't have to stop you. So if you're still homeless, that's the choice you made mentally, and I can't feel sorry for you. There's plenty of ways to live. If you can't figure that out now, hey, I can't help you. With that, I'm out. Laters. Oi!